Hello everyone, in this video I'll be unboxing, configuring, installing and reviewing the Viofo A129 Duo infrared dashcam. It comes in a very well made box. The camera is well protected inside the box with this black foam. This is the main camera. Feels good in the hand, it's well made. The menu buttons, the TF card slot is here, microphone, and this is where you connect the rear camera, the power, and the audio video output. This is the interior camera. It has infrared light, and this is what differentiated from the traditional A129 Duo. So this one can be mounted on the inside of the windshield in front, or it can even be mounted on the rear window of the car. When it mounts on the rear window like this, it can face to the outside and it can face to the inside. So it has 3 mounting positions, which is very versatile. Let's see what's in the box now. There's a good user manual. It's well written also, good quality. It's only in English. It would have been nice if it's also in French because we're in Canada. The box includes a short cable that connects the front camera to the interior camera. This short cable is in case you want to install the interior camera on the front windshield. There are some cable guides with self-adhesive tapes on them. This is a power cable, and this power cable connects to this 12-volt charger. It's a good thing that the 12-volt charger has 2 outputs in case you want to charge your cell phone or run another device on the same 12-volt outlet. This is a mini USB cable in case you want to connect the camera directly to a PC, or in case you want to maybe turn on the camera with also a 5-volt adapter. The main rear cable, it's pretty thick. It has enough length to connect the interior camera from the back window to the front camera. This is a trimming tool in case you want to tuck the cables behind the car's trim. Some additional mounts, which is good because if you want to change the camera from car to car or simply change the location of the camera, you have additional tape mounts for the front and for the rear camera. Let's now power on the camera and start configuring it. Before configuring the camera, let's go quickly through the specifications. It's a full HD front and full HD infrared interior video recording, so both cameras are full HD, and they have also a Sony Starvis image sensor. The front camera has a 2.0-inch HD LCD display. You can connect to the camera with Wi-Fi on both bands 2.4 and 5 GHz. It has a GPS logger option, and this one includes a GPS logger. It has also a G sensor and motion detection supported, parking mode supported, and this new Viofo A129 Duo IR has also the buffered parking mode, and it supports up to 256 GB micro SD card, quick release mount, and the Bluetooth emergency remote control, which is optional and is not included in this package that I bought. Let's power on the camera now to configure it. So this is the camera. I will be inserting a Samsung Pro Endurance 32 GB micro SD card in it. Let's now connect both cameras and then power on the camera and start configuring it. This is the front connector. So this here should go into the front camera. And this is the interior camera connector. For now, both cameras' lenses are covered with a black tape, so we won't be able to see anything. Let's power on the front camera now and go through the settings. Takes about 14 seconds to start, and as soon as it starts, because it has a micro SD card in it, it's recording, and it's recording in 180p for both cameras. To enter the settings, we need to stop the recording by pressing the rec button. And you see when the camera is not recording, it emits a beeping sound that alerts the driver that the camera is not recording, which is very good. To enter the settings, I press the menu settings. Let's go to the settings one by one and see each setting, all the options that we have. Resolution, it's 180p by 180p. Bitrate, it's high bitrate, so it's a better image quality. Live video source, here you can choose which one you want as on this LCD screen as a main camera. Here it's rear overlay. Loop recording, this is to choose the sections of video recordings that you want when the camera is recording. Let's keep it on 3. Wide dynamic range, always prefer to put it on. It's now off, let's put it on. Exposure, you have exposure settings for both cameras. The rear camera, I'm gonna keep it on 0, so I'm not overexposing or underexposing. For the front camera, also on 0. IR camera color, and this setting here is to choose if you want the camera to take movies in mono, that's the IR always turned on, or auto, or IR and color. I would choose to put it auto so that the camera will adjust according to the ambient light. Parking mode, auto event detection, time lapse, low bitrate recording. I'm gonna put it on auto event detection, so if it detects a movement, it will start recording, and if it detects an impact, it will start recording also. Parking G sensor, I prefer to put it on medium sensitivity. Parking motion detection, also this one, I like to put it on low so that it only records the motion that is important in front or on the rear of the car. Time-lapse recording, keeping it off. Motion detection also off. GPS on. Speed unit, kilometer per hour is the settings. We follow the metric settings in Canada. G sensor, I prefer to keep it on low sensitivity. This way, not each time I hit the pothole on the road, the lock recording will be triggered automatically. Wi-Fi, I will keep it off for now. Date stamp, I always like to keep the date stamp on the recordings. GPS info stamp, not all the info, let's put the coordinates only. Camera mode stamp on. Record audio, always keep it on, especially if you have a taxi or Uber or Lyft driver. Screensaver, always it's better to keep it. I always keep it on the shortest settings. This way that the screen will not distract me while driving. Boot delay, I don't want a boot delay. Date time. Time zone, I'm in -5. Language, English, French, Espanol, Portuguese, Dutch. Keep it in English. Beep sound, I like to keep it on. Frequency is 60 Hertz, the lighting frequency in North America. Image rotation, we don't need to rotate the image now. So in case you put the camera upside down, you can rotate the image. Rear camera mirror also off. If you wanna invert the camera, the rear camera. Format the SD card. I will be formatting it because I just inserted it. Let's format it. It takes a couple of seconds. Format warning. The setting here is to remind you to format your SD card regularly so that the files on it won't be corrupted. I'll leave it on off and I will format it when I see fit. Card number, I don't like to put my card number in it. Custom text stamp if you want to add a custom text of your own. The firmware version, let's see, this is fairly new. This is from May 6, 2019. So these were the settings of the Viofo Duo A129 IR dashcam. To install the camera, make sure the surface is clean and then remove the protective film from the GPS mount. Put it dead center and then push the GPS mount so that it sticks. You can hide the cable behind the car's trim, as I show you here. Pass it below the dashboard, and you can hide it behind the center console. This is if you don't want to hardwire the camera. The day picture of the quality of the front cam is great. As you see, it adapts really quickly from dark to light. It has a crisp picture and the license plates are easily read. Here, as you see, all the details appear clearly. When facing directly the sun, of course, the picture degrades a little bit. That is normal with all cameras. But then, as soon as the sun isn't facing directly towards the camera, the picture becomes clear again. All the road signs are clearly read and readable. Loop recordings makes no footage lost.
The weather is great today in Montreal.
The microphone quality is good too.
24 degrees Celsius. And the sun is up even though it's almost 8 o'clock at night.
Here's the interior camera during the daylight. I put the settings here for the interior camera for auto. So if there's light, it will film in color, and as you see later, if it's dark, it will film in black and white. It also has a high resolution, the interior camera. Night picture quality is excellent. As you see, all the details are visible and clear. There's not too much glare from the lights. The license plates are readable. And the road signs are also readable easily. This is the night picture quality for the interior cam, so it switched to mono automatically, and I found this setting to be the best setting for switching. Instead of putting always on mono or always on color, just put it on auto and the camera is intelligent enough to switch. Do not update the firmware using the app. As you see here, the firmware version is A129 IR. When I used the app to update the firmware, I tapped on firmware update and it found the firmware, but apparently it found the firmware that is for the A129 Duo, not the A129 Duo IR. So I went on and updated the firmware. As you see, I uploaded it to the cam, and as you see on the bottom, it's A129. Now it removed the IR. So I had to update the firmware manually, not through the app, to revert to the IR because it lost some of the settings. For instance, I couldn't go and arrange the settings for the IR colors. It lost them. And it lost some of the parking settings too. So here I simply put the SD card, micro SD card in the computer. I formatted it using FAT32 with all the default options. And then I went to the support site of Viofo and downloaded the firmware of the A129 Duo IR, and I copied it to the micro SD card. I simply inserted the micro SD card in the camera and I turned the camera on, and as you see, the red LED light is blinking rapidly. It means that the firmware is updating. And now the camera reverted to the IR version, and the menus that disappeared after the first firmware update reappeared. As you see here, after the update, it returned to A129 IR. Thank you all for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.